Hello, this is Jim Ave with Fresno Pacific University, and I am the professor for Kinesiology 771 Research Methods in Kinesiology. If you have not already downloaded the syllabus, I suggest that you go ahead and stop this recording or pause it and go and download the syllabus and have it in front of you. And because what I'm going to do in this announcement is just cover the overview of the course, some of the policy and procedures of the university, and some other things. I'll have one other presentation for our signature assignment. But before we get into all that, I want to welcome you to class. I hope you had a good summer break, a couple weeks off to hopefully get your batteries recharged and ready for another semester. And I have one of my favorite verses here on the top of my syllabus. It's from Micah chapter 6, verse 8 from the NIV version. He has shown you, O man, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you? The Lord requires of us what? He says to act justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. Just one of many verses in the scriptures that I love. It tells us what God requires of us, that He wants us to have justice with others around us, to love mercy, and to extend mercy to others, not to be prideful, but be humble before your God. Because it is because of God's love and mercy towards us that we can even walk with Him. Excuse me, I'm kind of horsey today. Sorry about that. All right, so let's get over some of the elements of this course. You notice I've kind of blacked out my phone number and cell and email since this is going to be on YouTube. I don't want that to be public. In the syllabus that you have, it actually is there. Obviously, this class is for the fall of 2012. It's a 3-unit course. I am Jim Ave. Office hours, Tuesday, Thursday, 9 through 11 a.m., 1 to 4 p.m. I work from home most Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Feel free to email me, call me on my cell phone, text me, Skype me, all those type of things. If you want to get in hold with me, I'm here to help you with this course. I do know that this course is very difficult. I've taught this for several years now, and the feedback that I get from students is, man, this class is hard. And it is hard primarily because it's like learning a new language. There's going to be a lot of new terms that you may have never heard of. There's a lot of new concepts that you probably never thought about. So what I attempt to do is try to explain what all these different things mean, so it's not as hard, but it's still a bit of a challenge. I hope that I can help you through this process. This class is 8 weeks in length. It's not like the summer courses that were 6 weeks. This is an 8-week course, so we start today, August 27th, or whatever day you're starting to watch this, and it ends on Friday, October 19th. Obviously, we meet all our classes online. You can read the course description on your own. You can read the Masters of Arts mission statement. Here's our program student learning outcomes. You'll be reflecting on these in various courses throughout this program. And what these are is what we expect you to be by the time you finish our master's program. Then here are the specific learning objectives for this particular course. Again, you can read those on your own. In our class schedule, what are we doing in these 8 weeks? You'll see that this week, the first week of course, we're going to talk about an introduction to the class. That's what we're doing right now if you're listening to this. Then I'll have some material to teach you about the learning process, or excuse me, the research process, and how to write a literature review and how to actually conduct a literature review. That's, oops, I see a mistake on my syllabus. I'll go ahead and change that. That should be chapter 2. are your readings, chapter 1 and chapter 2. Speaking of course, I'm going to take us to the Moodle course. Again, I've blacked out all this stuff, so, since I'm going online now. Some of the things that is really critical is how we cover the material in this course. I have lectures, which I call podcasts, and you can see down here, these are the different podcasts. There's two different ways that you can watch the podcast. You can just click on the link, then click that attachment, let it download, and then you can watch it there. Or get back to the course. You can subscribe to the podcast in iTunes, which is what I recommend. And I have a video in the Moodle training course to teach you how to actually subscribe to the podcast in iTunes. And so every week you'll get new podcasts for you to listen to, and I expect you to actually do listen to those, and I expect you to read the chapters. I expect you to take notes when you're lecturing, just like for in a regular course. So all this material I have written in each one of these weekly blocks that you'll see open every week. You need to read that material because I have critical information about the class that you need to read through to help you with the assignments. So I also have your PowerPoint slides here for you to take notes with when you're listening to your different podcasts. And then we have our different learning activities this week for week 1. And then I have an extra credit assignment for week 1. So that's week 1, but it's really critical for this class is to be on top of things. Don't wait till the last minute to do things. I also have material in the course documents. So I have different handouts here that you need to refer to throughout the class. It's typically where I put my like handouts for classes is within the course documents. Let's see. If you go to resources again, this is where all the different resources for your class will be too. I know you've taken a Moodle course from other faculty before, so I'm just providing a review. I'm just trying to make sure that you get the idea that you got to read this information here in each weekly block, because I do provide critical information there. All right, so that's like week 1. Week 2, similar type thing. You'll have another some more learning activities, and every assignment is typically due Sundays at midnight Pacific Standard Time. Let me just scroll down. You can see, and then let me talk about your different assignments here. No, I'll try to stay in order on the syllabus. Sorry, we switched our format for syllabus, so I'm still trying to get used to it. The required text, hopefully you have it by now, is by Thomas, Nelson, and Silverman, Research Methods in Physical Activity, the 6th edition. Now, you see how I have this referenced right here? This is the correct APA formatting for a reference list. So if you're not sure how to do that, other than this should be double spaced, I'm just trying to save space on the syllabus. It should be double spaced, but this is the correct format. This is called a hanging indent. So follow this format. The other text that you should have is the APA manual. And I have a supplementary resource you don't need to buy. It's just something I use. I will quote it through the course and some of our lectures. What are you going to do during this class? You'll have 2 exams. The 2 exams are worth 100 points each. They are 2 different. For each exam, you have a midterm and you have a final. Both of them have questions in Moodle. And I believe I have a 2-hour time limit on the Moodle exam. You have any time during that week. So the very first Your midterm exam is during the 4th week. It covers all the material from week 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the midterm. You have up until Sunday, September 23rd by 11:55 p.m. to finish the exam. So you have to start a minimum 2 hours before that Sunday in order to complete it in time. So there's the Moodle portion. It's basically multiple choice questions. It's materials from the lectures, but it's also from your reading material from the textbook. Then I also have take-home parts of the examination where you have written responses to turn in. You'll turn in just like a regular assignment and turn that in. So you have 2 parts of each exam. You have the midterm, and then you have the final exam, which is not comprehensive. The final exam just covers the material from the midterm. So during week 5, again, 6 and 7, that's what the final exam will cover. Again, it's multiple choice plus with a take-home portion. Then I have these learning activities, which these are designed to help you understand the materials in class. It's also designed to help you with your research paper assignment, which is the signature assignment for this course. And I have a separate announcement for that particular assignment in the class for you to watch. As I just alluded to, every class in our program has what's called signature assignments. A signature assignment is designed to assess your ability to meet the program student learning outcomes and the student learning outcomes described above. So that's what they're designed to do throughout our program, and we use an assessment rubric to assess that, and you can see the actual point values for your research paper here, and again, talk about that in a later presentation. A couple things. Directions for submission of assignments. All paper assignments that you actually turn into the assignment link should have a title page. Every single assignment. The form, not so much. But the assignments that you actually turn in, your title page should include your name, my name, the course number, course name, the date, and the title for the assignment. Turn all your assignments in on time. You won't have any problems with having your grade reduced at all. But I do reduce grades by 25% if assignment is late. Now, life happens. I understand that life happens. Let me know if something happens. You're ill. You're not getting a car wreck, whatever. All I ask is you tell me ahead of time. Don't wait till the last minute to tell me. Give me heads up that something's going on, and I'm willing to work with you. Now, if it becomes a habitual thing, that's a different story. But I understand life happens. It happens to all of us. We all are adults. I'll treat you as an adult because you are an adult. All I expect you to do is act like a responsible person and let me know what's going on. As a reminder, C's in this graduate program means you do not meet the minimum requirements for all course assignment requirements. A C means you have to redo this course. So work hard in this course. Takes a lot of work. Look at the next table has the total number of hours that is expected in this course. 196 hours. That may be a little high for the number of hours it actually will take you to do many of these assignments, but this is a pure guesstimate on my side. So it's probably lower than 200 hours, but it's still at least 150 hours of your work over the next 8 weeks, plus in addition to your other course that you're taking, plus you're working. So you have to manage your time. You manage your time. You need to look at the schedule in your courses. However you manage your time, write it down on a on a calendar of some sort, so you know what you should be doing each week to be successful during this semester. Other thing I really suggest for all our courses is that you do a little bit every day. Put in your calendar that certain times of the day you're in class, you're doing schoolwork, and stay on top of things. Don't let anything get in the way of that. Again, this class is hard. I understand that, and it does take a lot of time. And you do well if you spend the time in it. Some expectations I have of you, the student, is, again, I've been talking about this, how much time you should plan to spend per hours per week, is a minimum of 10 to 20. Some may be 10, some may be 20. Just depends how fast you read and you understand the concepts. That means reading, research, responding to thread discussions, which we don't have that much in this course, but and some writing. You're going to be doing more of the reading, research, and listening to podcasts in this class. I do ask you to check your FPU email pretty regularly, Monday through Friday. Now, if you are not forwarding your FPU email account to whatever email that you do check, please do that. There is a video in the Moodle training course how to forward your FPU email to an email that you actually check. That's what I do, because I don't want to check that email. I just have it go to my fresno.edu email. Check your Moodle class at least every other day, because I will post announcements there, and I expect you to read those announcements, and I expect you to read the emails, because any changes I make with classes, that's how I post them, and I'll hold you accountable for any changes I make. I do expect you to read and follow all the assignment directions. I have tried to provide you detailed directions, but if you don't know what is expected, please ask. Please post it in the Q&A forum. That's where I post all my announcements, or it's where I want your questions to be, is in a Q&A forum. And the main reason why I use the Q&A forum is more than likely other students have the exact same questions that you have. And instead of me answering 20 different emails about the same thing, please post it there in the forum. And basically, if you email me a question, I'll respond back to you. Please post this in a Q&A forum, because if you have the question, others have the question. That's what it's there. Now, if it's about your grade or those type of things, that's when you should call me or email me. That's a different situation. But it's about the assignment directions, questions about the class, should go in the forum. But if, again, it's about your grade, and you're having situations happen, that's for email or calling me or Skyping me. You can read all this other stuff in university policy and procedures. One thing I want to say is during the weekends, I may not be available that frequently, especially on Sundays. I'll turn on the next week, like next week, week 2. I'll turn on Sunday probably before I go to church. But I probably won't be checking the course at that time. If you have questions about your assignments, I suggest that you get those in the Q&A forum before Friday. So that means you need to start looking at them way before Friday to understand what issues you have. Because I can't guarantee that on Saturday or Sunday that I'll actually look at the course or check my email. So just to protect yourself and to make sure that you can get your questions answered, post your questions before Saturday. Again, I am here to help you. I'm here to guide you through this process. This is a challenging and difficult course, and you can get through it. It just takes time, and I hope I can inspire you down the research road, because that's what we're going to learn about this semester, is how to what is research, how to conduct research, what are the different methods of research, what are the different components of research, Why do we even care about research? What's it matter to me as a athletic trainer? Why do I care about it as an athletic director? All those type of things. So I hope that you do enjoy this course through the pain and suffering. I think you'll be better off for it in the long run.